How do you choose plyometric exercises for upper and lower body? Because there are so many exercises and variations. This is a really good question and something that I've literally just filmed about in our mentorship in how to select the right exercises for your athlete. There's a range of different exercises across social media and YouTube, and it's very difficult for coaches and athletes to decide what exercises to do. And maybe we're guilty of this at Boxing Science because we share our training methods that we utilize with elite athletes, and also we share like video breakdowns on speed and power exercises. But it's very difficult in knowing exactly what exercise that would be best suited you. Let's talk about the lower body plyometrics first. If you are a beginner athlete, what's really important is that you are developing the foundations, being able to absorb force effectively before you start doing more advanced plyometrics. Now, the reason why is because when you do advanced plyometrics, you might not be able to absorb force and reproduce force effectively. This will, one, make this exercise too hard to do, so then you're not gaining that adaptation from it. But number two, this might become a dangerous exercise for you to do and might increase your likelihood of injury. So when you are first starting out on your plyometric journey, it's important to learn how to absorb force first. This is where we're using exercises such as like altitude landings, med ball altitude landings, and stuff like that to try and absorb that force first. The jumping exercises that we do are done very safely through like doing stuff like box jumps. Box jumps are a really good tool because you're learning how to express force, but you're reducing that landing forces, because obviously when you're jumping high, you're only just getting onto the box with a minimal distance. So then the landing forces are significantly reduced compared to doing plyometrics when jumping as high as you can and then having to absorb that force. So box jumps are used in a range of different ways, like seated box jumps with arm swing, box jumps with a med ball. In terms of developing reactive strength around the calf complex, it's important to start off with low plyometrics first, because most boxers have a low RSI value compared to most athletic populations. Using a framework by Eamon Flanagan on the Reactive Strength Index Revisited, he suggests that anyone with RSI below 2.7 should be doing low intensity plyometrics first. So low intensity plyometrics are stuff like band assisted pogos, bar assisted pogos, low pogos, and doing this for high volumes. So doing it between 15 and 20 repetitions. So we're going for more extensive plyometrics rather than doing stuff like drop jumps from a box or drop jumps from box to box. These are more intensive plyometrics. This could be a full video in itself, and maybe I'll have to do that. And it's part of our workshops as well, like a Boxing Science mentorship, our Boxing Science membership as well. Mainly with the plyometrics is starting off with low intensity first, start building up them foundations before starting moving on to more intensive plyometrics. Same applies for your upper body plyometrics. So something that we've covered quite recently in terms of like plyometric press-ups when looking at Ismail Madrimov's techniques, how he's expressing force through that plyometric press-up is really, really advanced. So to be able to try and replicate this, probably not going to achieve adaptation, but also might suffer from injuries at the same time. So it's important to build up that strength first through bodyweight press-ups, fast explosive press-ups, and then looking to absorb force before you start reproducing it. So doing the plyometric press-up catches and then doing banded plyometric press-ups before moving on to plyometric press-ups where you're going onto plate. So that's kind of how we do it at Boxing Science for upper body and lower body plyometrics.